drop.
Yeah.
But see, he cut it, and I kind of like the way he cut it, and I was like, damn, do I just want to be like,
that shit was hilarious. That boy had hit a brick wall.
Because it's like, because I'm tongue twisting at that point. I'm Peter Piper, pick a pepper. You feel me? It's like, welcome to Planet Pert podcast. Instead of just welcome to Planet Pert, where you could get in free, but you gotta be a G. And like a Newport short in a Louisiana parish jail, I ain't got no filter.
What did he say to yes. That boy said, welcome when you get in free.
Hold on.
Now we've started.
That was hilarious. This boy said, he was looking for your man to give him some help. Like, whoa.
I thought Newports have a filter.
That's what I'm saying. But in Louisiana, like the culture, the whole thing with that is like in Louisiana, the culture is actually you take the filter off the cigarette. So it's a Louisiana. He know what I'm talking about. It's a Louisiana thing. Like I
mean, it makes sense. It was just funny how you froze though. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you know, your first podcast.
Like I know, right? My uncle smoked those, man. So like yeah, man, it's like a whole thing. It's like a whole thing that they do,
man. Actually good, man.
No, I said, would it be too loud?
No, go ahead and turn around.
Where's it at?
Over at the light switch next to the counters.
Yeah, man. Shit, we rolling, man. So, y'all know what it is, man. D, you want to do intros?
Okay. That's the easy part for me. Like I said, man, I'm passing the ball.
All right.
That's why I give the topics. Might as well.
All right, let's do it.
So what we're going to talk about this week?
Let me see. We have on deck UFC football. LeBron James debut chance independence.
Are we going to talk about
Tupac,
the hometown favorite?
Huh?
We're going to talk about the hometown favorite first, or are we going to talk about that shenanigans?
Oh, well, first off, once I announce it, that's the randomness.
Right.
Y'all, who cares?
Oh, yeah.
That's when y'all let loose on whatever you want to talk about. I just say that.
I'll pick them up as they go.
Yeah. So let me see. So, yeah, we got Chance Independence, Tupac albums, Aliens Over LA, Vic Mensa, and my man Trey's tech segment.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a little tech.
You got what you going? No, I mean, I'm saying that's everyone's going to be. You know, you can be able to chime in. I'm saying, do you know what you're going to talk about?
All these people like flooding my inbox with DMs that are saying, "Don't accept any posts by something else."
Oh, I see. No,
like, I thought you meant real tech.
No,
that's what I'm saying. I thought this man had like some tech about some equipment that's some like
stuff, and then we'll take you down a rabbit hole. On just
I'm like, we need to go straight to the rabbit hole.
But like, man,
that can be a rant.
All y'all need to change your damn password. Let's just start off with
right.
Oh,
change your damn password. All right, let's go.
All right,
man. First off, let's start. How was y'all weekend?
It was good. Just my typical suburban bullshit.
Nothing special. You didn't do a 100-mile ride or nothing, Pat, man?
I rode and I ran.
Okay.
Cut the grass.
This is my biking buddy, just in case y'all didn't know, man. This is the guy who
we're supposed to introduce them. Just like everybody. Oh, I didn't know we was recording.
Oh yeah, we kicked it off already.
Yeah. Oh, I thought we were supposed to do the intro. So.
Oh yeah.
You already did it.
Oh,
that's why I said it.
Oh no, that's cool. I'm like, I'm thinking we was just. Hey man, we good.
I mean, I didn't do too much as far as the weekend. How was your weekend, Trey?
Man, I didn't cook. I didn't do anything. It was soccer Saturday. I had on pick up the kids' sevens, man, just straight up out the box.
Sevens, bars.
Man. Take in the swimming fives.
Man, yeah, cause right now, I realized something about myself. Like being a suburban guy, I'm from the hood, man. I'm from the gutter, son, and
we can tell.
Well, it's like, man, I became Uncle Phil, son, but I started off as the Fresh Prince.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So it's like, now I'm looking over at Suburban Life, and there's like certain contests that go on, like whether or not you have your lawn cut on the holiday. You know,
right?
I got somebody who's border on each side of me, and he owns each house, so he'll go out there, make my lawn look just like horrible. But like if I go out there, my back hurts, right? It takes me like 4 hours. When it takes like my dude like 30 minutes, I just be out there just like, you know what I mean? Like he even like has it hooked up now where like he'll tie up certain things, like put away the things I haven't put away like in the whole week or two since he been up here, man. Like living that life. You know what I mean? And like he'll clean it, get it all straight, man. Go do my mom's. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
living that gardener life.
All right,
man.
So you got somebody doing your shit for you.
Man, I went on out.
It's like supposed to be work smarter, not harder. You know?
Already.
I took the kids over to soccer and I found a new contest, right? So like the new contest during soccer season is who has the best tent, right? So it's like if you have like a regular like pop-up academy tent, or if like you got like something off-brand, like then like what's the off-brand?
Tent. Yeah. Tent wars.
The size of your tent, right? Man, I went out there. I took it on out. Got something new from the Walmart. You know how it goes. And to be honest with you, I might have to bring out a generator and just show them how it really gets down.
Hey, fam, this boy's gonna have a whole laboratory.
I almost just thought about it. It was like, should I just take that card that I got from the Home Depot and like really charge it up?
Yeah, no, don't do it.
Man.
Don't do it.
No,
man.
you're not gonna need to.
Yeah, don't keep up with the Joneses, man. Just because you Uncle Phil don't mean you need to run through the bread like that.
It's not even just the Joneses, man. I could use a fan and a like a little bit of
too
music.
much.
Let's be honest, this man ain't finna sit up and pack that stuff every time.
No, man, I bring out the dolly.
Yeah.
Like, I got the Costco dolly out. And like it goes into 3 separate positions. Like,
You're still not gonna want to do that every day.
No.
You're not
I'm
gonna want
on
to do
that
all
straight
that.
suburban life, son.
Yeah.
Like I'm a retired
I'm getting
gangster.
I'm getting suburban life. Home Depot once a week.
Once a week, Home Depot, man.
Man, I hope it's not like that. I'm getting my house in 6 months. I just hope it's not like that, man.
It's gonna be like that.
Nah, man, I'm gonna find better things to
You
do
remember
with
me
my
a year
time.
ago? You've never seen me at a Home Depot.
All right. So, what up? First, we got this UFC weekend. This was an incredible weekend. I can't wait to hear what Mr. Man got to say. My man Pert got to say about this one. So, what's up, man? What you got to say about this weekend? I know you definitely want to dive straight in this Conor McGregor fight. So, man, what you got to say about that one?
The McGregor fight, yeah, I mean, I had people over, did the whole fight party. Wings, meatballs.
I give a damn about your house, man. What you think about the fight, son?
Let me get into my bag, nigga. You just mad because you ain't pull up.
I know I am. I definitely am. Because when I saw them meatballs on the grill, I was pissed, son. Pissed.
No,
so
man.
yes, I'm salty, son.
In regards to the fight, man, I knew he was gonna lose, and the reason why I knew he was gonna lose was based upon I've been waiting for him to lose, right? Like I told y'all last week with the 50 gym shit, it's the Mayweather effect where you just like sometimes you want the bad guy to lose, man. But if you watch like the pre-fight press conferences, man, that dude was just being disrespectful, man. And the way the ass whooping came out was like somebody who was disrespecting somebody.
Bro, did you see when he was talking to him as he was punching him?
Yes. Man. Said, let's talk now. Like, let's talk, yes. And that ass whooping was well deserved because,
extremely personal.
It was personal,
extremely
man.
Personal.
You talk about the bus thing, right?
Yes.
And then
didn't he cut his eye though and made him fight that weekend? He caught. Did he not?
Yeah,
the glass had caught his eye or something. He couldn't fight that weekend. They had to replace him with another fighter.
One of his friends.
One of his friends. Not with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, man.
In the same,
like, imagine that chick.
Why the shit
that chick.
That's why the shit popped off after the fight.
Because homeboy jumped in when they got his eye cut.
Yes.
That's the one who jumped in the ring.
Yes.
Oh, in the red.
Yes.
Yeah, he owed him that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he owed him that.
I mean,
he owed him that.
I thought the repercussions were well deserved.
The thing about McGregor, I think he's fueled by Dana White.
Okay.
I think Dana White, he's trying to turn this shit into WWE.
Okay, so he's a puppet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how in the hell are you going to let McGregor come back and fight for the title after the bus incident?
Okay.
Throwing shit at a bus window, assaulting people in the bus, spent an hour in jail, and let him come fight, what was it, 5 months later for the title? And then
makes perfect
home
sense.
dude jumped over the fence and swung at, and then stripped his title.
But Conor was stripped too.
But true.
Conor
It was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stripped of what?
His belt that
But he
time
didn't
after
have
that.
the belt at the time though.
Yeah, but he has.
No, they made him come up off one belt anyway.
Yeah.
They made him come up off that belt when he had the 2 belts because then he was going to go like on another year off. So they was like, no, we can't have.
So okay.
See,
so they took the not the lightweight,
interim,
the one underneath.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't it something that he wanted to give? I think it was something that he wanted to give away anyway. Right?
No, he was mad as hell about that.
I used to follow the UFC a lot back when the Chuck Liddell days, BJ Pink. That was the day I liked.
But no, like finish your point about like what like the differences like in both. Like you were saying, like what did they do about like what they did about McGregor versus what they did about.
I felt okay. I didn't like the fact that homeboy jumped over the fence.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just like, that's not martial arts. Martial arts is a respectful way of fighting.
True.
Right.
It's not like, you're supposed to have discipline and all that.
Right.
So, strip his belt. But the thing about it is, he did it to McGregor's team.
Okay.
McGregor kind of instigated that, kind of...
Disrespect his religion.
Yeah.
His father.
So it's one of those catch-22 things.
I mean, I kind of feel you because, like, I mean, when you're looking at boxing, right? You're looking at Tyson and the stuff he said. There was never no, jumping in the crowds and doing all that. You know what I mean? And he went way further than the type of disrespect that McGregor did to your mans. Now, granted, certain people in certain cultures don't play that.
Well, look at
you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Certain people and certain you just can't do that to them.
Thank you.
Look at back in the day, BJ Penn and GSP hated each other.
True.
Facts.
After every single time they fought, how many times? Like 85 times they fought. They always got up and shook each other's hand. And it's just a different era now. I think Dana White kind of is instigating it.
But let's be honest. Well, exactly. That's what I was saying. You were saying like, right. That's why I was like, when you were saying, how can he let Conor McGregor fight 5 months after the bus incident? I'm like, do you know how many people paid attention to that bus incident? Do you know how many people was anticipating him coming back after that? Just like Bones Jones. I mean, every time he gets popped for whatever and he has to sit out for so long, his very next fight is going to be the biggest thing right now. Especially when they like UFC just got going through like a drought, right? Like a lot of people just stopped watching. A lot of people didn't care no more. Now you're bringing back the guys who had brought all this money in. Yeah. So I mean, at some point you don't have a choice but to bring it back, no matter what they do.
I don't like McGregor. I think he's a douchebag.
Yeah, he's super.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I think he stole the whole Floyd Mayweather bad guy swag, talk a lot of shit. But he got too many L's on his record to beat Floyd. But for some reason, and not even throw a race card out there, but for some reasons, like he's allowed to do that, and people cheer him on, and they love to watch him fight. 4 million freaking pay-per-views this time around, man.
Yeah,
50 to 60. The regular was 50. And then the other one's 60 for HD.
No, he's making a killing. Like he's losing, but he's making a killing.
Let's just say 55 times 4 million, right?
It's too much money.
Khabib got paid $2 million. This is where I want to go with that. The UFC, and then he didn't get paid because they took his money away from him. The UFC is a big ass ripoff, man. They make billions of dollars off of these fighters per year. They pay their fighters absolutely no money.
So do you have Mayweather type of attractions to even pay them that money?
$4 million to make even at 50. Let's just say $50 a fight, right? Times 4 million for McGregor, but only McGregor do numbers like that. This is why I'm going back to your point.
Brock did though.
Yes, but only UFC, like the UFC 200.
You said Brock?
The 100.
Listen, he
Brock brought his numbers. Yeah, Brock brought his numbers.
But when does Brock fight at like big fights though? It's not just...
He brought his numbers. Yeah. He had buzz somewhere else and he brought that stuff. Yeah. And like you're talking about people that came up from the UFC only, like without no buzz behind them before, So I'm saying like I definitely see.
They make their money off of endorsements more than anything.
I understand that, but I don't like that about the UFC, man.
But this is the thing that I have to say too, though, like because I had to learn this too, like before you start criticizing like how much people get paid and stuff. It's a lot of taxes and costs that we don't see and we don't understand. I don't even think Conor got all his 50 because I mean, as soon as the taxes hit, he cut short that.
Of course.
So it's like we can't always look, and so it's like imagine if Conor got tax cut by 50. Imagine what Dana White's tax cut, check gonna be based off of what they made. So it's like, we always see these raw numbers and say, oh, you make this much off the fight. Well, you got to pay for that venue too. You had to pay for da-da-da. You had to pay for this. And then announcers. Then you got every other fighter. Then you got this and this and that. So it's like, granted, certain fighters always get paid more. I mean, look at Floyd. You can't compare Floyd to any other people he fought against. Because he get his own buzz. That's why you really can't look at Rousey. You mean to tell me you're going to argue Rousey's check versus every other chick she fought, regardless if she got beat up or not?
Right.
She still had the buzz. She brought the buzz. So
okay, but the gate alone, and this is what we need to understand sometimes. The gate alone And the gate is how many people in those seats, the
Yeah.
floor seats, how much. That's what the gate is, right?
Yeah.
They always know that they'll tell you how much that gate made too. They'll be like, gate alone made 20 million.
Pay per
Gate,
view was this.
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, you can research all that.
On and that's just on the back end though. So like I'm not saying that everybody should get, $5-10 million a fight.
Not at all.
But sometimes you got to pay the man, bro.
How
Like
much
you got
is-
and the black champions, and I'm not counting Silva, man, because he's Brazilian. And you say whatever.
You're black, because in Brazil there's
He's
racism
black
too.
as shit.
They based on
Great.
in Brazil he'd
Great.
still be the person that everyone's racist
The
against.
American black champions get suspended the most, Bones Jones, and then they don't get the.
He does the most.
No,
That's, let me
It's
get to my
not
point.
like
Let
he
me
got
get to my
suspended for
point.
no reason.
Yeah.
Get to my point.
He likes to snort coke.
Down.
He kind
Don't
of
get-
got caught up in coke.
Okay, great. He
He
shot
does
his-
the most.
He shot himself in the foot, but somebody who doesn't get that light is Woodley.
What about Rampage though? I mean, Rampage
One
never
of
got suspended.
my favorite fights.
But
What do
what
you
did
mean?
Rampage
Rampage last fight was at in
Bellator,
Victor.
yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like,
so,
when he was
What did he
like,
do to
you're-
get suspended?
you're
Or
just-
what did he do?
You're
Nothing.
You're
Right.
disposable.
They're actually getting suspended for like technical stuff. Like I don't think Bones Jones would have got suspended for moral reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only thing they probably could have suspended him was for either drugs or steroids. So I mean, like when you say we can compare the U.S. to other countries, I'm like, well, when they go to other countries, they don't
make them the poster
don't do.
boy. That's all I'm.
Yeah.
That's my point.
It's the normal thing. I'm pretty sure Silva wasn't probably the best in Brazil. He was the best Brazilian in the UFC.
He went on a run.
No, what I'm saying
like
is he was
11
not the
years,
best
he was
fighter
undefeated.
in Brazil.
He lost one fight in 11 years, right?
Well, he lost like 2 because he lost back to 3.
He lost more than that.
He lost.
At this point, though, his record
At this
is-
point, yeah,
But we're talking.
when he was on his run?
When he was hot.
When he was on his
No,
run,
he
he
never-
only lost to that technicality, which they tried to take. Well, they tried
Right.
to give it back to him.
Yeah.
It was that elbow in the wrong spot.
No, that
Or
was Jones. That was Jones.
No, what was his?
Silva went on like an 11-year run.
Well,
No, but I'm saying, what was his loss though? Was it a legit loss or
Oh
was
yeah,
it a
the
debate
white.
loss?
Remember he broke his leg.
When he
and
broke
then-
his leg in the fight. Like
Yeah.
4 years ago, right?
with the white boy, Weidman,
Yeah.
which he trashed anyway, and
Yeah.
he got sometimes
And he was never the same after that.
no, and
Silva,
sometimes
I mean Silva.
sometimes age catches up with you when you're a fighter.
Sometimes.
But before we go to D. Lewis, because I want to talk about D. Lewis in his post game, like greatest interview ever, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about: are we really interested in old men fighting? Floyd, Pacquiao too?
No.
And I want to go deep into it. I just want to know: are we? No.
I mean, it's I don't think. All right, so let me ask you this:
Resist the
Are you
urges to go
asking?
deep.
Are you asking from a personal standpoint, or are you asking from a business standpoint? Like, do I think that anyone would be, or am I personally interested?
As a consumer, are you interested?
Am I personally interested? Yeah, no. I can't say like. I mean, like back when they were both in their primes, when they were supposed to have
They're
fought,
supposed to
but then
fight,
there was
yeah.
all these issues, and then they finally, when I would be then, or if this was maybe the third fight, but nah,
I'm not interested.
like not now, because it's.
Go ahead, Trey, man.
Man, cue the soundboard because I want my X Files to drop.
The soundboard was good, man. The soundboard was good,
Because
man.
I really want to know: is Floyd out of money?
We good.
Is Floyd out of money for real?
No. But his lifestyle, he hadn't even cashed those checks from the Pacquiao fight. Like he had, when 50 was talking that shit, Floyd still had that check. Because what Floyd does is, if you cash the check this year, then you have to pay taxes this year. If you hold on to that check that's good for life, and you cash it in 2018 when you had no fights, then guess what?
So it's not like a 90-day like.
No,
Floyd after
man, this
90
is
days?
big money. This money bigger than our life, man.
No, like it's like it's some serious cash, right?
No, it is serious cash.
I don't think Floyd would ever be out of money
But
based on
technically-
all of his everything else he has besides just fighting.
50's a
Man, he
fucking
would
troll.
not be the first fighter who lost.
50's a troll.
No, but I mean, he has other businesses other than fighting. At that point, when fighters lost it all, they didn't have their money invested
Exactly.
properly.
Yeah.
But you got Mayweather production, so he's making money off of everybody
who's
who fights
made
under that
almost
money.
a,
So he doesn't have to do anything.
So I love Floyd because he did the whole what was it, 24/7 documentary on HBO?
Well, he started that. That's his thing.
That was his idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he was like, we should. That's
And
how
everybody
we should
else
market.
is fighters.
Now it's like, man, dude, it's the way
thing.
that I care about Canelo Triple G.
And then look, it's not even just HBO now. Showtime does it. Then they have their own YouTube. Then they have their
But he gets percentages off of anybody that started the whole like he it's crazy because he like cornered that market with that shit, dude. Like, yeah, man. Like I just like Floyd. A lot of people don't. I do because they say his fights are boring, is this or that. But when you go back and you look at them instant replays and them slow replays, when he ducked 5 punches and hit you 3 times, that's the art of fighting to me. Is why would I want to get punched? Like people like these slugfests. People like these slugfests that Canelo and Triple G had
because that's what you watch boxing for.
Great, but Triple G won both times and he didn't fucking win. So I don't care about that. Like that to me makes no fucking sense. Floyd makes it.
I'm saying that's you. What I'm saying is like you're trying to act. No, what I'm saying that's your opinion. No, there's no lying or not about lying. Yeah. Is what I'm saying is some people watch boxing to actually see a good fight. Some people watch boxing to see the skill of a boxer. It just depends on what you want to see at the time. Like I don't always want to see if ducking. Sometimes I want to see two people not care if they get knocked out. See who the first person get knocked out. That's some like bare knuckle boxing type of stuff with no rules. But then some people actually want to see the craft of boxing. Everyone has a different view, bro. You can't get mad at that.
I am mad because when you fight, do you care if you have a slugfest or do you care if
I'm trying
that's a different person than fighting and watching the fight, bro. It's a difference in fighting and watching the fight.
But I guess from a fighter's mentality, I was a little scrappy kid, bro. I had 50 fights growing up when I was just a little kid, bro. Like I fought everybody in the neighborhood, everybody I loved. You couldn't love me from fucking 0 to 15. I couldn't love you if we couldn't throw hands and then still be friends. So this is coming from a fighter's box as well. So I'm not just making all this shit up. Like that's the way that I feel. But I don't want to get punched in the fucking face no times. So if I see somebody that made Canelo look like an amateur, right? Yeah. Made Pacquiao look like an amateur, right?
Why?
Made Marquez look like an amateur, right? Everybody you fought made him look like an amateur. How are you not entertained? Because when these clowns fight each other, they can't make each other look like shit. They're not just doing this based upon skill. Like they literally can't duck those punches
then
like
why
that.
Is he coming back?
Yeah. What you got to prove?
Because Pacquiao can't go and can't fight in the U.S. because he owes so much in taxes.
Okay.
So why are they fighting? If Floyd
it has to be a benefit from
Floyd
Mayweather.
doesn't need any money.
But let's say does Pacquiao do because he's a senator and he's playing basketball, he's doing all this stuff in the Philippines.
Doing all this other stuff. Why is he fighting?
The same reason Conor McGregor just fought. Conor McGregor made more money off of Mayweather than he made his whole UFC career. I mean, and that's a fact. That's a fucking fact.
Well, no one can argue that.
So he needs the money, not so much as the attention, but their lifestyle is so lavish. You follow Floyd on Instagram? No. This nigga bought an $18 million watch. I would fight again too, but he doesn't need the money as much as Pacquiao do. Because because Mayweather's been trying.
I just don't.
This is why
all that flashy crap Instagram.
This is why I love Mayweather. Mayweather really spent the $18 million on a stupid ass watch. But this is why.
You see the receipts?
This guy. So this is the reason. This is the reason why I fuck with Mayweather so hard. He gave every fighter in the game a blueprint to make millions of dollars and to make money on your own and not have anybody else stick their hand in your pocket. Everybody, even Pacquiao, he showed him. He said, "Stop fucking with Bob Aaron," and he told them, right? The Mike Tyson effect. Don King, he told them,
absolutely.
Everybody's gonna have their hands in your pocket. Don't have them stick their hand in your pocket, man. This is how you can become rich like me. And nobody listened to him. They said, "Oh, he's just big mouth motherfucker." He's just look at what. Is
that why they called him a big mouth, though, bro? It's not like he came out like saying, "Hey, I'm going to try to teach you. Listen to me." He was a big mouth because he earned that thing. But at the same time, he actually capitalized off to having a big mouth like Muhammad Ali.
Look at what Conor went back and did. The nigga was trying to get a piece. He was trying to own a quarter of the UFC at one point. Y'all remember that when he was like, "I'm not fighting again until we start talking percentages and this and this." Like, so you don't think with the 4 million pay-per-views and all the other stuff that's going on that dude pocket is lined a lot better than the 2 million that dude just made? Like the 2 million.
Of course it is. But he's McGregor. It's like you can't compare the two.
Well, he picked up on the strategy though. He picked the Mayweather strategy up. Is all I'm telling you.
Is that why Drake was sucking his dick?
I don't
Is
think
that why
it
Drake was
a-
sucking his dick last weekend?
Oh man, see Drake.
Oh my God.
Drake.
Oh, man, come on, fam.
This guy got a vendetta against Drake last week.
What
he
is
was
the Drake effect? Man?
What?
Like,
Okay.
how many times has he made people lose for no apparent reason?
how many? Can we count the L? The dude got Jesus juice, right? When it comes to music, right? 'Cause
Absolutely.
people love him, whatever. But when it comes to sports and the people he picked, we need to do a tally of how many L's that the people that he roots for has taken at this point.
Pat, can you
Well, he
hear me?
roots for Mayweather, and
Can you
he
hear me?
ain't no money.
No, Wayne came out for Mayweather, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Think
Think about it.
I mean, but I guess you could call him a Madden curse. That'll be interesting. But I mean, it's funny, but that'll be interesting to see. Like from now on, like is that a real trend right now?
Is it the Lil B?
Because like who else does he? Serena shit, damn.
So what was the Irish flag
damn.
though? Why was he?
Toronto?
Serena.
Toronto.
Toronto.
But why was he wearing the Irish flag though?
Huh?
I didn't get the Irish flag.
Was he?
either.
Well, I know he's half white. Is that other half Irish?
Man, come on.
You talking about
Drake
Drake?
doesn't even care at this
Yeah,
point.
true.
fashion.
Like Drake,
Yeah,
Drake
there's
has
no real
been at
statements.
soccer games. He's been
Yeah, wearing.
like he's done rugby games. I've seen.
But did y'all
him,
see
like-
his face when Khabib jumped out there with the flying
That,
eagle?
the memes are beautiful. I love them things. I love them things. The memes are hilarious.
He almost got them hands too, because Khabib. I know that he was under control, but like he almost.
I don't think anybody would touch Drake if he saw those bodyguards and as much as he was worth.
no.
They got in front of him so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, he was protected. I mean, they got in front of him so fast. It was.
And plus, who would want to hurt Drake? He's like a.
Yeah.
He's like a.
He ain't say
It's
nothing.
like-
He ain't disrespect you, man.
Yeah.
That was Connor.
No,
I think dude knew he was gunning for. It wasn't a wild brawl. He knew he was gunning for.
Yeah.
Now everybody else
He's
reacted
going for
to
the-
it.
he's going for the
but
team.
Khabib knew who he was gunning for. It wasn't just like anybody and everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he
true.
after seeing his interviews, he seems more of like a respectful guy than he put out after the fight.
Yeah.
I wonder. You see what they said? What his dad said? Like, I wonder if that was true.
I didn't see that.
They said his dad said his punishment when he get back home was going to be far worse than the UFC.
Man, but I believe
Yeah.
that. So.
But I'm saying, like, I want to know if that was like legit or did somebody
No,
just make
no,
that
no.
stuff up?
And then,
Because I didn't see like no legit.
I watched
source.
interviews and like I think
yeah.
he kind of regrets jumping out.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
But think about it, his adrenaline is going.
Yeah.
His testosterone is going.
Yeah.
And then
This man dissed his religion, bro.
he probably wanted to hurt.
country and
His
his
country.
father.
But see,
That's
but see, like,
big.
but
That's
this is
big.
the thing, though. But this is the
That's
thing, though.
big.
Like, that's why I still kind of agree with him right here because it's like you got boxers that knew their check was worth so much that it's no matter what happens in this press conference, I ain't finna jump in the crowd and endanger such and such. Now they've all gotten brawled during the press conference before. You know, there's always been fights that it was kind of hard to stop at a certain time because they were so ready to kill each other. It was time to after the bell, got to really separate. There's been benches throwing towels and going back and forth in the ring and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's more the jumping in the ring thing was more of you endangered people.
But coming from
Versus like, after the fight stuff. And then I mean it looked worse, the sucker punch against Connor.
Yeah.
But to me, like you say, he still deserved it because your man got, he busted the
Well,
window.
they said
and
Connor
crushed him.
hit someone first, hit his cousin first. If you look at the footage, when Connor was going over the fence, the cousin of Khabib
He
was over
didn't
the
see him,
fence,
though.
and Connor hit him first.
Well, I
They
guess I gotta watch it because
they
when
had
I
new- they
saw
had new
that,
footage yesterday.
when I saw that Connor was turned around and he got hit in the back of the head.
No, he had
There
already
was-
punched somebody by then.
Yeah, there's already so many punches.
he
in the fence.
left.
You know what I'm saying? Your man's jumped the gate and punched
Yeah,
immediately.
Connor was jumping the gate too, and the cousin was jumping the gate, and he punched the cousin.
So before the man's jumped in the gate,
Yeah.
that's what
It
you're
was,
saying.
they're in the ring
Okay.
and the dude talking shit and Connor hit him.
Connor went to chase after Khabib. That
So
was
I
so-
guess that the camera was on
It was
Khabib
so
and
fast
then.
that
And he hit him so fast, bro. Like he hit him with he blacked his eye. He hit him with a nice little.
Yeah.
He had his little.
Well,
Russian
okay,
little
well, I
black
guess too. Then you're looking at the commentation, in which I think a lot of people have a problem with the fact that they were Connor never deserved this. Look what's going on. Like,
Oh, no,
why
no,
would
no,
you
no,
sucker
no.
punch Connor?
Yeah.
Nah,
Right,
fam.
no.
Like they kind of rolled Connor so hard, like he was
Right.
just the innocent saint. Like
Well, you should
like,
be.
Ram,
You should be
deserved
protected.
it.
You should be.
Now, like I said, yes, the professionalism of a fighter kicks in
You should be
and
protected.
says just not do it.
Yes.
And just like what Dana was telling you, man, remember they said I can't put the belt around you because it's gonna cause another brawl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I'm not gonna lie, they need a rematch.
of course.
They need.
But Connor wants it. He wants it.
And we'll transition
Yeah.
off. We'll transition
wants
off of
it.
that. But you down for the rematch? You think?
No.
Because it was
No.
it was a Marlon. I don't think he can even beat Khabib if he wanted to.
But how he talked to him?
No.
But why do
I don't wanna see that again. Like
How he
Khabib is
talked
like
to
for
him.
real, man. Like I knew he was for real when his dad made him fight a little bear.
But
when
I
he was,
also
like,
think
6 years old.
I seen that 9.
No,
Yes, I saw it.
that's
It
for
was
real.
that
Like
9.
he made him go out there in a Russian bear and like wrestle him, and he held his own against a bear.
He did.
Like
You ever saw
there's
the
very
video?
few things I'm scared
Oh
of.
yeah, he
and bears
wrestled a
are
bear.
one of them.
So 2 things, man. I expected it to be a stand-up brawl, right? And it ended up being this little wrestling shit. This is where me and a lot of my friends.
Then why did you? Okay, why? Let me ask you that. Yeah, why did you expect that it was going to be a brawl? Did you not see Khabib's?
Yeah, because it was just the talking. But he knocked him 3 times. He knocked him down 3 times. So don't get it twisted. Like he had the right hand to put him down, but then he slowed the fight down. I hate when they start doing the hug fest, man. I understand the strategy. I understand the point.
But
I understand all that. But after see.
I guess the reason I'm asking is because that's what was predicted before the fight. Because even Dana said it. I can see this fight going Conor's way if Conor knocks him out. I can see it going Khabib's way if he gets him to the ground. So it's like, so I'm saying, like, why would you expect when I guess so many other people assumed that it was?
I think with all the animosity, and if somebody disrespected me like that, then I would be the way that y'all talked about, like not.
Well, I mean, he said you want to talk now as he was beating his ass. I mean, me personally,
it would turn to a brawl for us.
I think, well, that's at that point. I think
like at that point, you can knock me out, but let me get these 3 off.
Ain't nobody gonna let you. What I'm saying, but at that point, isn't it your whole Mayweather argument come in?
Yeah,
like
no,
right. So it's like, okay, let's get him on a disadvantage. That way, I can pound him.
Okay.
I would rather pound him on his face like he did when he was pinned down.
That's
versus
what always turns us off from the UFC, man. Like
what?
We was at my house watching the shit, and I mean, we went outside, and I'm vaping, and they're smoking, and it turned into like a whole night where I actually probably only seen 50% of that fight because it was on the ground. And I'm just like, man, fuck this. And you know, the whole time D. Lewis was fighting, I'm gonna transition to him because there was the funniest shit ever.
I just think it's hilarious how you appreciate Mayweather, but then you don't like the strategy.
I don't like the ground shit on the.
But it's a strategy just like Mayweather. I'm not getting hit, but I am submitting you.
The defense.
It's a defensive. Mayweather's a defensive guy.
You know how they said duck punches versus to just tackle somebody who's
but that's the rules though. You can't. If Mayweather could, I'm pretty sure it's some of his counters, and he would do whatever he got to do. That's how white boys fight when we were younger. They always want to take it to the ground. What are you watching UFC for and trying to compare it to boxing then?
We never no. I'm talking the checks. I'm not. That's why I said the money should never be the same because you could finesse your way out of a UFC fight by hugging for 5 rounds,
and you can finesse your way in by ducking.
Well, that's how GSP kept it.
What you mean?
Belt forever.
So
if you never get hit, you can finesse the fight by ducking and running.
I'm gonna move on to D. Lewis. I got you.
My balls are hot.
You got a point. My balls are hot, man.
My balls are hot.
What are you gonna say? Drop some balls for his balls. Like no, bro.
What was it? He took off his shorts, right?
Pants. He said, "Why you take off your warm
And Joe
pants?"
Rogan's like, "Why are you taking your pants off?" He goes, "My balls are hot."
Again, there's no filter, so I don't want to come across as racist, man. But like, he's fighting a Russian dude, right? All I could think was fucking Rocky. And then
what he said at the end with Trump?
No, remember the Russian nigga that killed
he dies.
Apollo.
Dolph Lundgren, huh?
So every time I see
Drago
a Russian versus a black dude, I'm just like
Apollo Creed. You mad he's died? You want him to come back alive?
And the whole fight, they looking at me like this fat dude can't do nothing. Pert. I'm just like, no, bro, he's from New Orleans, man. By way of,
I think he's from Houston.
He's from Houston by way of New Orleans. Don't sleep on. You could tell he got the New Orleans head like that.
Bro, it's researchable. There's no reason to prove it right now. It's researchable.
He was rowdy, man. He was rowdy on the national stage.
What I'm telling, I watched it. I like D. Lewis, man. Like D. Lewis, that's my guy, bro. And like I was telling him, it's coming. It was a minute left in the fight. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think it was coming because I was like, at that point.
I mean, it was definitely a tired punch. You can see he was.
No, yeah, oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He was winded at the time. He even knocked him out.
But he was looking for it.
Yeah. I'm saying it's understandable why you were like, yeah, I don't think it's coming right now because even when he did it was like, it wasn't like a round.
Is he ready for the belt though?
He said he wasn't.
He was.
Ain't ready for no belt.
I've never seen someone come off a 1-month fight that quick for a title. And even me, he's like, I don't got the fucking cardio for this shit.
You know, he fought.
Money.
He fought like
you got to take advantage of your wave, son.
He fought like 3 months ago though. Like he just had a fight, but he had back spasms that fight, and it was a boring ass fight.
But look though,
a lot of people upset. I was mad at him that fight.
But look though, like
it's
different. It's different than boxing though. That's boxing shape and UFC shape is totally different. You got what?
Facts.
But and it's like you got 3 rounds versus 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Then if it's a championship fight, you get with the 5 rounds or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess, especially when you can end the UFC fight so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you can win without taking so much damage.
But
I can
shit,
see that recovery time
at
coming
this
back.
point, who else you fight? You number 1 contender now.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They actually said there was a big debate while
But
back.
I mean, no, at the end of the day, let's be honest.
With it.
Trey, what you do after that? If you the number 1 contender, what do you do?
But let's be honest though, like you know, in the mid of the like, I mean, once you like back in fight mode, I'll fight anybody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So it's like,
right.
it was extremely entertaining to hear him say it though.
Best
So,
post-game interview though. I love
There was a
you don't go in without wanting to be the number 1.
There was a big debate a while back that the Everybody was saying is UFC was dangerous, but they said boxing
That's
is actually more dangerous than UFC because it's all blows to the
head. Yeah.
all to the head.
But also UFC had no rules when it first started. Remember?
Yeah,
You were fighting. You had no weight class. You had no rules. People were winning by like all kinds of crazy moves that you can't do now.
Yeah,
No, you can't do that.
That's what got it hot.
Yeah,
though.
when UFC was nothing but DVDs, a blockbuster video, and UFC pay-per-view. That's the only time you can.
It was
even
blood
see
sport.
It.
It was
Pretty
it was a live blood
yeah,
sport.
So back then that was definitely the most dangerous ever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, man. You love some of those old highlights. Remember when like dude had him choked out on the ground, hit him with like 20 elbows straight, and just cleared his
but
deck.
that's when it was raw.
Yeah,
but that shit was,
man. And that's when I loved it because you would see like a sumo wrestler versus a
there were no categories.
You can literally see 2 different fighting styles coming together.
And size didn't matter.
Size didn't matter. Size didn't matter.
And I think that's one thing about, and we're gonna switch it, but that's one thing about boxing and the UFC that I really don't like, not the size thing, but people kill themselves damn near to get into like the 115 pound fight or something. The female that came out, like she
got her stuff.
But she won a fight. She was she's a little, I forgot her name. She's a little cute chick, man, but she went up there and tried to do like the flex. And like she almost fainted. She's like this, that like shaking, trying to just
during the weight thing.
Yeah, trying to like.
But at that, some points right before that, you're dropping weight. You're in the back, like
that's what I'm saying.
That's stupid. Just like have you ever seen boys faint on the like Mr. Olympius?
Yes.
Man.
The same thing.
Yeah,
when you hold it in and because it's the same.
You don't know, like that posing stuff.
Yes,
that takes a lot on you.
And you have no fat on you, so you have no energy for it.
You probably was just coming from the back while in a sauna or riding a bike, really trying to drop that weight.
That's
just
one of those dangerous things about the sport.
But let me ask you this, so we can, and it's going to definitely be a cool, a nice little transition.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we kind of talking about. Like the difference, like the old UFC and versus the new stuff, and how nowadays you don't like it no more because of this.
Right.
And I've always had this debate with people too, and I look at it about football, right? It's like, all right, you debate saying, oh man, football this, you flaunt too many flags, you can't do this no more, and it's just soft, right?
Right.
Well, you also got so many millions of dollars coming in these lawsuits for CTE.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, what do you want? Do you want them to provide all this money for everyone who got CTE and protect them while they're here so they won't get it no more?
Right.
Or do you want to let them say, okay, full blown CTE, I don't care about it, and you know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of ask yourself, what do you truly want? So it's the same thing. Like that's why I'm saying I connected to the boxing and the UFC. It's like, all right, at some point, are you going to start making these professional boxers wear headgear? Because would you really want to see a Floyd Mayweather fight with headgear? No, you won't.
No.
Do you want to see UFC with headgear? No, you don't. So you have to, it's that raw element, but you also don't see a lot of fighters suing the arenas or the leagues for any kind of head damage. And like you said, boxing is you know what I mean? Look like Muhammad Ali. So it's like you don't see him giving lawsuits because of the fact that he got hit in the head. Because it comes with it, you know what I mean? And like I said, I don't think that anybody would appreciate a fight with headgear. You know what I mean? You don't talk about Olympic boxing as much as you talk about